I love I want to say I love the kid episode, the kidnapping section.
I did like that one. That one's really cool.
When he punches her.
Show you can. Hello, fellow weebs and otakus, an episode of Anime Fix, your fix for all things anime. I'm Chase.
I'm Lance.
Hi, Lance.
Hi, sir.
It took us a while, huh? We had some technical difficulties for a little bit there.
I wouldn't call those technical difficulties. I'd call it user error.
On my part, for sure. How are things?
Good.
Good. What are we talking about?
I took a. Oh,
go ahead.
Okay.
You said?
I was gonna say I took a break
what?
from anime. I took a break from anime this week.
What do you mean?
I watched this old 90s sitcom I watched as a kid.
Really?
On YouTube, yeah.
What was it?
You ever see Brotherly Love?
No.
No?
Is that like
I watched it on... No. It's but no, it was just this old 90s sitcom that I watched on reruns as a kid. I really liked. And I just stumbled across it on YouTube. I was like, oh, someone uploaded all of 2 seasons that it lasted.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I watched the whole thing, see if it was as good as I remember it. So anyway,
Is that like me watching Reba as a kid because it was on Channel 4 when I got home from school?
Yep, pretty much.
Nice.
I never watched Reba, but it's pretty much the same sort of. I mean, it's the same jokes you would expect, and pretty basic common. So yeah, I liked it. It was a nice nostalgia trip. I'll be back on the anime this week.
Nice.
But we are talking about Link Click.
Link Click. I wish.
I loved it. I loved it. It was so much fun.
I wish the beginning half was better. The last half was amazing.
Okay.
It's a little better than when I called you and I was like, "This is trash, Lance. Why am I watching trash?" But the last half was way better. Like, obviously, I mean, the last half had a plot, right? Like, yes, the first 4 or 5 episodes had a plot, but like, I don't know.
Really?
I really couldn't get into it.
First 4 or 5 episodes really were more like your villain of the week.
Yeah.
Or situation of the week.
It's like It Invaded. Yeah, it's like It Invaded.
Yeah.
Or it's like the villain of the week.
Because they made a really big they made a big, they showed the he went against the rules and he sent that text message, and then there was this, we'll get past this and then we'll describe what it's about.
Yeah.
But he made a big show of like he sent that text message against the rules and he changed something.
Yep.
And the other guy knew that he had changed something, like saw it.
Yeah, at the end of the first episode, he saw it.
Yeah, so he knew, and then like the next like few episodes, it was more of a back thing, like a back of the mind thought. They really didn't touch on it again.
Well,
until later.
Yeah, I mean, like at the very, very end, but like in that first episode, you see that guy like approach her and it's like, "Hey, I'll give you a ride,"
Yeah.
But
I mean, they circled back to it and they connected it all together. But I felt like the first 4 episodes, they really kind of like, oh, are they never gonna touch on that again? And then they did.
Yeah, but like I felt like no matter if he sent that text message or not, the same thing was gonna happen once I found out the backstory of like why he got her and stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You mean it the event happened maybe sooner than anticipated, but it's
but it
still
was
because
going to happen
it's going to happen.
because death is a, death is a what do you call
Unchangeable
it? Yeah,
note.
unchangeable note. Yeah, unchangeable note. So it's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah.
But what was crazy is what was the black hair guy's name again? I can't remember his name.
I never remember names, but
Yeah,
he was the guy who who could actually go into the
yeah, the
photo.
guy that who could actually go in the past. He like if I was in his shoes and it was my job, I don't think it'd be that hard to do my job, to not change anything, to follow the script, follow the rules. But I'm such a big rule follower, and I'm like,
So
nothing I do back here will really change unchangeable notes. Like it's
you
not going to
see,
make a difference. I'm not going to try to go out of my way to save things that people that are already gone.
you're missing out on something. Is that when he goes to the when he takes over, goes into the past and he takes over that body, right? That
Yeah.
he is his emotions and their emotions start to share,
Yep.
right? So and he is already a very
Emotional guy.
probably emotional.
He's emotional.
Emotional. I'd almost say empathetic more than
He's very.
emotional, but yeah, but
He is. Yeah.
we might be splitting hairs there. But so he's already a very emotional person. Then he's going back into which probably is why he's able to do that is because you probably have to have some sort of connection, be able to connect in that way. But I think if you were in those shoes, it'd be very difficult
I
to let that go.
I think if the white haired guy went back in time, he'd have a perfectly fine job doing it.
But he can't go back in time, and that's the thing. He's not that emotional, and he can't go back in time, and that's probably one of the key components of because they both have a very similar power
Yeah.
to an extent. Like
Like a
they're able to look
yin and
into
yang, I guess.
yeah.
But yeah, they both have a very similar power.
Yeah, I mean, if he could go back in the past, I don't think he would be able to do it as well because he can't connect
I mean, I think he'd
to
do
the
a way better
person.
job because how many times did that guy mess up? Tons of times.
The
Hey, don't
thing
win that
is,
basketball game. I'm gonna win it. I don't care. I'm gonna win it.
but here's the thing. The thing is, he's able to connect with the people that he is both possessing, but also the people around them. He's able to communicate. This guy goes in the back. He'd probably just say the lines. It probably wouldn't work as well or at all because they'd be like, you're not the same person. They don't recognize you. They're not able to talk to you.
Yeah,
Communication skills.
I guess.
But I mean, again, it's a fictional universe, so like we're arguing about the possibility.
Yeah, but this is Anime Fix. We're your fix for all things anime.
Yeah.
We gotta argue these parts.
Yeah. I I think honestly, I think everything worked out well. I think it wouldn't work as well if they weren't in the roles that they were in.
It wouldn't be as interesting. It'd be a boring anime. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it'd be very boring. Yep.
Yep.
Everything goes as planned. Nothing
Nothing
is out of
happens. We don't
There's your
try to
slice
save
of life right
anybody.
there. There's your slice of life anime right there.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of some real life slice of life animes that I like watching.
Hmm.
Real life actually, you'd like that. You go back and he doesn't really go back in time, but he takes a pill that makes his body look younger and he goes back to high school. And tries
Really,
to re-
that would
and
be
tries
interesting.
and tries to redo his life.
Have you have you ever contemplated that? Like, if you could go back,
Yeah.
like yourself, you keep everything that you've learned, everything who you are now, but go back and relive high school, would you do it?
No. Do you know why?
Why?
Because my son wouldn't be here. Because I what I would want to change, it would alter his life because I think as well as death is a unchangeable node, I think being born is unchangeable as well. Well, no, not unchangeable. I think being born is the opposite, where if something changes in the past, like the butterfly effect, it could also change like if you know, him being born, because like a specific person being born is like already like very, very unique, and like
Mhm.
it could change on a whim. So I wouldn't change that. If I can guarantee that he would still be here, I would definitely change things. I would meet my wife earlier. That's really the only thing I'd change.
I think I have a.
And finish school.
See, that is the thing that if I could go back and redo some things, it would be my education. I would get to where I would have approached my education wrong. I mean, it took me a while, but I probably would have. I probably would have waited longer to go to college. I probably would
Really?
have like gotten it. I probably would have. I was able to live at home for a while, and this is after I moved out and failed at moving out, and I hadn't moved back home. But if I had the chance to do that over again, I probably would have gotten a job straight out of high school, worked for a while, stayed at home, saved, money, figured myself out,
Yeah.
and then gone to college instead of trying to do it all at the same time. Working, figuring myself out, going to
Going to
school,
school.
trying all that,
That was my problem, actually. Now that you say that, yeah.
But only if I could guarantee that I wouldn't meet only if I could guarantee that I would still meet my wife.
And meet me, because you would have a different job.
If I could still guarantee that I would end up where I am now in the situation that I'm in now, yes,
But then
I
what?
would change.
But then what would
But
really change then? Nothing would really change.
um, I think I would probably get there sooner
Yeah, that's fair.
because
Just not too
it
soon.
took I'll say it took me longer than I would have liked.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel that same way, because like I'm happy where I am now, but
yeah,
definitely don't want to be in school right now. But it is what it is.
right. That's yeah. I think I'd say that I would shift everything sooner, right? Where I'm at now, but shift it that it happened a few years sooner. And
Yeah,
that's definitely what I'd want to change.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, like, what would I change? I'd probably like stay single until I met my wife, because it was all just a hassle. Like thinking back on it, I was like, I just caused a lot of stress. Probably why I have a lot of gray hair.
Dude, yeah, the things that stress you out when you're growing up, just amazing how insignificant
And it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter that really are. Yeah, I'd love if I could just tell myself, yeah, hey, dude,
Just
younger
ignore them
me,
all.
just ignore this. You're right. It doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
really does not matter. You will be fine.
What's crazy is like the amount of stress I had in relationships before I met my wife was astronomical, of like just drama and issues. And then I met my
Mhm.
wife and I was like, is this a normal relationship? Is this not what issues? Like there's no issues, there's no drama. Like there's no you just
Yeah.
walking out and, not coming back for 3 days. I have no idea where you are. That's cool.
Yeah. But back to the anime. So basically the premise of the story is that there are two guys. I thought at first that there's a side wheel. There's a sidecar girl that,
Oh, really?
brings them the business.
I
She's
mean,
got
yeah, she does.
she's a main character, but like I'm just giving her shit.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't know about their power. I thought she did.
No, yeah, she doesn't.
I thought at first that she did, but she doesn't know. But basically, it's about these two guys, that one can look at a photograph or a video of an event that's already happened,
Yeah.
and he can see the whole timeline of event within the that what of the what's happening, right? He can kind of see of a 12-hour period. He knows what's going to happen in this scenario, and the other
Yep.
guy can look at a photo and and or video and enter that photo or video. It was really interesting to see that it's not just like when he enters the photo, he's taking over the possessing the identity of the person that took the photo. If he enters a video, he just transports, like
Yeah, yep.
he's
He's just
actually
there
there.
now. What's
Yeah,
crazy yeah, what's crazy with that too, like, in that specific scenario, like, he's supposed to be in a different country, but he's there. He's there
yeah.
now.
And
Uh,
then and then the whole like and this is like every time, timeline thing. The
yeah,
reason why so they get like I think it was like episode 3 or 4, the kidnapped kid.
yeah.
The reason why she didn't pay attention is cuz she saw him.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh yeah.
Which I wanna know,
Uh
like, I'm confused on that, right? So, like, when he so, like, when they're back in time or whatever, and because it's time travel, it's gonna be confusing, but, like, before he goes back and does that deed, is he back there and she sees him and that happens? Or until he makes it that choice to go back there and actually jumps, then it changes.
I see that's
That's
a
time travel.
whole
Yeah, that's
yeah,
time
that's time
travel.
travel. What I like to think of is it's actually in I heard this line from another film that has to do with time travel. Tenet.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched Tenet. I've been meaning to watch it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not the best of the of that film creators, but anyway, the line is everything that has happened, everything that is happening has already happened.
Oh really?
You're just yeah. So
Like it's unchanging? You can't change anything?
yeah, truly, that's the way it's implied. It's like everything that has happened, everything that is happening has already happened. Paraphrasing a bit,
Mm,
but the idea
gotcha.
is that time already exists. Everything that has happened in a timeline, everything that is happening in a timeline has already happened, and you're just living out basically the script.
Okay.
And I really like that. I really like that line.
Yeah, that's a cool line.
Um, so that's kind of what I think about here is that everything that is already. It's not because like remember later on when they get that phone call, he picks up. He goes,
Oh
"Huh."
yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he
like,
picks
"Oh,
up and he's
yeah." It
like,
sounded like, "Oh yeah,
"Well,
he's that's a
I don't know what to
challenge.
say."
I probably did something." And then he goes, "Okay, this is probably what I did." And so he goes, I mean, so he's just playing out that role
Yeah,
essentially.
that makes way more sense now that you say that because I totally forgot about that part.
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Um, so um, anyway, I so what? First off, do we have any other? Do you have any specific episodes that you want to talk about?
All of them.
All of them? Okay.
I mean, so like the reason why I didn't like the first couple
I loved
episodes,
I love the I wanna say I love the kid episode, the kidnapping section.
I did like
He
that one. That one's really
when
cool.
he punches her.
Sure you can. uh,
Yeah. I'm a spirit. I'm here to haunt you or whatever. If you don't take
yeah,
care of me for the next 3 years and treat
yeah,
me like one of your own, you're gonna regret it.
yeah.
But I anyway, go on. What with what you were saying, the first couple episodes.
The first couple episodes, I liked their powers. Their powers were cool. You jump into photos and stuff like that, but I I don't know. Like I didn't really feel. excited watching it. Like when I was watching the episodes, I was like, I gotta watch another episode. This sucks. I wasn't like, oh, I need to know what happens until the second half, where I was like, I got to figure out who this guy is and like who the killer is, and like if he's wheelchair bound, how is he doing this, right? And then we find out, and it was so cool. But like the first couple episodes, I'm just like, I keep saying this reference, but it just keeps popping up. Like it gave me like Your Lie in April vibes, where he's just a whiny kid, adult, that just like can't handle the job. I don't know.
I can't hear the music. I can't hear the notes.
I'm underwater.
drowning.
Bro, you're playing an instrument. It's fine. Calm down.
Yeah, he is a whiny kid, but he's contrasted by the more stoic character, and I think that balances it. Versus in Your Lie in April,
yeah, the adult. Yeah,
he's kind of just on his own. I mean, he has adults around him, he has friends around him, but he's just sort of like on his own, figuring his way through. Go on, continue. I
don't know. Else? I mean, the first couple episodes, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was so funny that like the guy, like the other guy, the guy that doesn't go back in the past, he was like, I need you to say these things to these people. And he says all the things, and he's like, "Are you sure this won't change anything? Because like I'm like confessing my love for this dude. I'm confessing all of this stuff and like changing a lot, I feel like." And then come to find out, none of it mattered because they all got mattered. He's like, "Why'd you lie to me?" He's like, "Because I knew you'd change things. Of course I'm gonna lie to you."
Yeah. Yeah, when he says, "Okay,
let me save her.
Let me just save one." He goes, "Okay," and then he's like, he had no intention of letting him save her. It was just he just
get
out
under the table and don't move. It's like, it's like, why do you say get under the table? It's like, because I knew that's where they needed to be, and that's where they were.
Yeah,
it was so funny, man. It's just so funny. I don't
know.
That was but then after that, he grows up and he understands like you can't change past, or like my actions have consequences. Because like,
so
obviously,
do you really think he did learn after that, or was he just sort of being like melancholy because he went through that experience? Because I feel like he didn't really learn, or didn't click until he was in the trunk of that car and he was listening to that girl.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's like, I could get out of here. I could save her. Because he thinks at that point, that's still where she died. Right?
Yeah.
Or was going to die. And then he exits the memory essentially and goes back. I think that's when it finally clicked on him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, because I forgot that he wasn't really remorseful or like understanding until that scene, because he's just super melancholy.
Of course, though, he goes through that whole thing learning, and then girl, we find out she's getting ready to kill herself, and he goes, "Don't do it. I'm a time traveler who sent that message. I took over your body.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Please don't kill yourself."
Yeah, and then she's she has a change of heart. She goes to grab his hand, and then red eyes.
Yeah.
I really want to know how his power works, or their power. I'm not sure if it's a guy or girl, right? I have an inkling of how it works.
What is your inkling?
My inkling is, instead of photos, it's words, like reading an article and stuff.
Ooh, that would be cool.
But the thing that throws a wrench in it is, it doesn't have to be the past. It could be the present, because he takes over that one girl too, right? But
takes over that one girl, unless of course he is reading about the event in the future.
The event in the future? How'd that work?
Well, we said, the idea of everything that is happening has already happened, and you're just playing out the script.
Yeah.
What if he's reading an article about an attack that happened at this photo facility between this guy and this girl, and then that's how he's able to possess them in the past.
Yeah, but what about the future or like the present?
But God, it's such
Oh, maybe he's in the future and then
he's
like
in the future. Yeah.
oh.
Like this thing is happening. We're seeing what is happening as we have throughout the whole series. Maybe there's something been reported on that.
Oh, which makes sense because
yeah.
which makes sense because like when well, never mind. You haven't watched season 2, have you?
Have you already watched season 2?
I watched the first episode.
Does it explain something? Does it explain how it works in the first episode?
No, it shows what happens. I mean, what'd you see at the end of the first season?
I saw Red Eyes come at black-haired dude with a knife after stabbing white-haired dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're saying like that happens from the guy in the future looking at that past scene or something? Okay. Maybe. Maybe. Either that or like he just has to know the name and the face of the person he's possessing.
What is this? What is this, Death Note?
No, that's what I was thinking. It's like it's Death Note.
He has to know the name and face. And he writes it down in his little journal. Take possession of what if it's Light Yagami? What if it's Light Yagami?
It's Light Yagami coming from another universe. What's your name? Light Yagami. Or it's L. Coming taking revenge.
Okay, so so it shows what happens in that scene, right? In season 1 or season 2, episode 1. It doesn't explain anything, right? No. Do you feel like it did explain something?
It didn't explain anything.
Okay. I really want to watch it because I'm curious about the rest of the story because it's like 3 or 4 episodes into the season 2.
Yeah.
I also I don't I'm curious, but I'm like, do I want to wait for the dub? Do I want?
I'm gonna wait like a year for the dub.
I know. I joined the Discord. I joined the link click Discord. I was like, hey, anybody know when the dub's coming out? And they're like, they go, I think it's soon, but no, we don't have a date yet. I'm like, oh god.
That's funny because
I feel like the voice acting. I want to say, voice acting, the dub voice acting is very good. I think.
Yeah, wait, it's really good.
Yeah.
Really good. I like it a lot. Remember how I was talking about to you about the fight?
Yeah, that you saw on TikTok.
Yeah, that's on TikTok. And then I was like, someone has red eyes or anything. And this is before I got to that point. And you're like, that probably happens in season 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that totally makes sense.
I think my favorite episode, I want to say, I really like the kid episode. They saved the kidnapped kid. I'm trying, and I really liked him. I like I'm changing a lot of the past, and he's like, everyone's gonna die. I really like that episode too.
Yeah.
Because that gave us an insight into the white-haired kid's character.
Yep.
Because he's such a strict follower of the rules, but the reason why he did this is, one, there's a way to do this without changing future, essentially, because these people don't exist anymore. But also, he saw it as bringing this guy, peace, that he got to live out the things that he wished he had lived out before the incident happened. Shows that he has more compassionate side than he lets on, I think. So, and almost because he shows that compassion but restraint, black-haired dude who is more emotional and more caring, but is also kind of selfish.
The black hair dude.
Yeah, I think a little
100%.
bit. Yeah, because he's really worried about.
Most of the whiny dudes are selfish.
Yeah, I was a whiny dude as a kid.
Were you?
I was very nah. Oh well, I don't know.
Yeah. Jackets,
maybe. Never gets old.
It never does. You gotta find something to make fun of me for.
I do. You like Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, is that where we're gonna go?
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z is God tier. I could say Psychopaths for you.
It's true.
Pick a better anime like Tokyo Revengers.
Psychopaths is so good.
I mean, it's okay. I don't know why I ever showed you that anime. We were gonna get to it eventually, but I don't know why I showed it to you so soon.
It's so good. I love everything about.
You probably wouldn't have liked it as much if you watched it now versus like if I introduced you at the very beginning of this podcast. I don't know. You might have still liked it as much. I think it's just. I think it's the same thing as me watching Dragon Ball Z when I was 7 or 8. Because it's the same thing for you as Psychopaths, because this is like of course you watch the greatest Shinkai movies of all time, but then you go straight into like an okayest anime, right? With Psychopaths, and then like now you have nostalgia for it because this is what was your first like love of anime. I don't know. That's just my thought.
I legitimately like I've said there are other animes that are technically better, but I like it because I like the story.
I'm the same way with Dragon Ball Z.
The story's not that.
What are you talking about? No, that's what I'm saying. Like the story of Psychopaths is not as good as some other stories. The story of Dragon Ball Z is not as good as most other stories. You know? Still love Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, but it's just a bunch of guys punching each other.
No,
it's like
there's some girls in there. They do Ki Blast too. Don't forget that.
I haven't seen enough of Dragon Ball Z to really be critical of it. So.
Yeah, you need to start watching some because we watched one episode. No, we watched one movie of Dragon Ball Z. One movie Dragon Ball Z, and did a debate on it with you with me and my buddy, and and then Hunter. You just Hunter, and there's someone else, right? Just Hunter?
Corey.
Yeah,
it's Corey and Hunter.
Yep, and then and you just like off to the side. Whereas I've watched multiple seasons of Psychopaths, so you need to watch multiple seasons of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, so
or Super, I don't care, or Dragon Ball. Pick one of the.
You watched 2 seasons. You've watched 2 seasons.
Yes.
Actually, I would say you watched season 1. You haven't watched all 3 seasons.
No, I've watched 2 seasons.
I want to call bullshit and say you barely watched season 2.
I barely watched it, but I watched it. So look, you've watched no seasons of Dragon Ball Z, so you got 9 seasons to go, friend.
I'll barely watch season 1, and I'll barely watch season 1 and 2, and then we're on uneven footing.
Well, if you watch season 2, you're going to get into it, and you're going to watch season 3 because 2 and 3 take place on Namek.
I don't think so.
One is okay, but it doesn't.
I couldn't get through the remainder of SAO, even though you're like the gun arc was.
I like the Gun Gale Online. That might just be nostalgia, but the latest arc, Alicization, that's actually the best arc for sure.
I couldn't even get past season 1 to get to those other arcs.
Season 1's good.
No, the first half of season 1 was good. And then it took a big old dumpster fire. Shit.
No, we need to watch from Asuna's perspective. What's that?
Yes.
What's that called? SAO something.
I know what you're talking about. It just came out recently, right? Or relatively recently.
I'm looking it up. Yeah, progressive. because it goes through all the time frames that season 1 skipped and shows it through Asana's perspective. So like there's tons, like they're in that place for 2 years and it took 10 episodes. So like what's happening in between all those episodes?
Yeah. But I'm definitely interested in one. I forgot about it, but I was interested and am interested in watching that just to get the other side of the coin.
Agreed.
But I really like that in Link Click. I like those 2 episodes there. Suddenly, I'm drawing a blank. I think you're right.
What?
The second half really is where it picked up because it
Link Click?
connected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Second half of Link Click is where it picked up. I mean, I like the whole thing. But it connected the beginning episode and basically tied all of them together as just like one continuum. I thought it was really badass that fight scene when he's like just jumping in the photos and he's like, the guy was going in to stab him, he just disappeared and he came back and just like punched him. I thought that was super cool.
It was exciting that he learned how to fight in one of the episodes too, because he is able to use it in the fight scenes later on.
Yes, well, he didn't learn how to fight in one of the episodes. He I think, right?
No, episode 5.5. When he's trying to help that guy confess his love, climbing those stairs. He's a kung fu master, and like he opened up his own school, and he teaches him. Do you not watch that episode? You did not watch that episode? Episode 5.5? That's how he learns how to fight. Look that up real quick. I'd be surprised if you skipped an episode. Did you skip an episode, Lance? Did you think that was a recap episode? I feel like you did think it was a recap episode and didn't watch it.
So when I look up episode guide, I see 1.
Should be 5.5.
2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6.
What's 6 say?
6 is marrying by contesting.
Yeah. And Crunchyroll, it has 5.5. So you watch Marrying by Contesting, right?
I watched this on Crunchyroll, I believe.
Yeah. Crunchyroll will tell you it's 5.5. And if you thought it was a recap episode, you probably skipped it.
Oh. Let me go to my watch history here real quick. I probably did skip it.
Yeah, because it said 5.5.
Oh
because it doesn't really fit in the timeline, but it's important to watch. Because this is like right after his melancholy phase, and like it shoots to this, and I'm like, wait, why is he not sad anymore? So it's kind of confusing, but it's important because it teaches him how to fight, which comes in really comes into fruition because he wouldn't be able to fight that dude if he didn't know how to fight.
I thought he just, because he was so good at sports, like he was so good at basketball, I thought that he just was like this athletic.
Just natural. Yeah, no. No. He spent like months learning how to fight.
Okay, I'm pulling it up right now.
Actually years, because how many times he jumped back. It's a good episode. It's probably one of my favorite episodes too, because it was a twist. You should have watched that episode. I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, so Farewell and then Search of the Child, and that's where he is like, yeah, because Search of the Child and Aunt May are basically one after the other.
Yep.
I totally skipped 5.5.
Yep.
I thought it was a recap episode.
So you don't remember anything of that episode because you didn't watch it. That's crazy, man. Well, you didn't read the summary of it?
No, I
always read the summary. I read the summary to make sure it's not.
Here's the thing. I just hit play.
Yeah.
I was just skipping to the next episode. I probably didn't even, actually, to be fair, I probably would have thought it was a recap episode I think what's more likely is I was just watching it and it was saying next episode, and it probably just defaulted from 5 to 6.
You think so? Because I was doing the
Yeah.
same thing. I was going next episode.
Let's see here. Oh no.
That's such a
Oh
good episode
god.
too,
And
Lance. You would like.
Tori's watching all of that crappy anime you suggest, and now my watch history is all screwed up.
I mean, it's just like if you would have just used my Crunchyroll.
That's true. Now I care. Okay, so
I'm
4.
about to go high dive. That's for sure, though. It's like I watch Call of the Night because it looks so good.
Yeah. So I watched Confess, then I watched Farewell, and then I watched Search of the Child. So I
You skipped
totally
5.5.
I skipped 5.5.
You need to watch 5.5. I really want to talk to you about that one because that's my favorite episode.
Oh my gosh, I'll do it. We'll talk it after. We'll talk.
We'll
Can't
talk
tell
about
me
next.
anything.
I can't tell you. Well, I told you most of it already.
Yeah,
Do you
I'll go
remember
back and
anything I said?
no.
Okay, good.
No, I probably do remember some things, but
it's my favorite episode.
okay. I'll go back and I'll rewatch it and I'll text you. I'll watch it actually as soon as we get done recording.
I
Go out there.
didn't spoil any plot points. So
that's where he learned how to fight. Okay, I thought
yeah.
I totally skipped it.
I mean, I don't blame you because like this is not going to spoil anything, but like it went from him being melancholy because of like what happened in the earthquake episode, and then like he's supposed to be sad, right? And then he's back to normal, happy-go-lucky self, and then it transitions back to the same thing.
I just thought it was like a time jump, right? It was like some time has passed and he's finally they're like, oh, you're finally over it, right? Like I didn't think that there was.
Well, no, because like if you skip that episode, he's still sad and doesn't want to take that job to save that kid.
Mm-hmm.
But like when the way I watched it, because I didn't skip episodes, right? Is he's sad, then happy-go-lucky, and then sad again. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But it makes sense why they call it 5.5 in Crunchyroll because like it doesn't really fit in there, but the story needs to be told.
They should have still called it. They should have called it 6. They should have called it 6.
Yeah, they should have.
That also kind of explains why there was only 11 episodes then, because normally in a season it's 12. I was wondering about that. I was like, man, they're ending on episode 11. Why isn't?
Yeah, well, because it's either 12 or sometimes it's 13, but it's rarely 11.
Yeah, I thought about that and it didn't occur to me.
Yeah,
I'll go back and watch it. Since it doesn't fit in the timeline, it really doesn't really screw with the the overarching story.
It doesn't screw with the overarch, but it's important to learn. For me, anyways, it's important to learn how he fights because that fight scene at the end won't make sense. Well, it doesn't make sense to me if he didn't learn how to fight. I was like, how is he all of a sudden really good at fighting now?
Yeah. Cool. All right, I'll go back and watch that. But
that's so exciting. That's so exciting. I was so shocked to find out that you skipped an episode because you thought it was a recap. But it's so funny because most of the time it is a recap.
I wonder, have I? See, this is also because sometimes at the end of anime, because they'll show like a post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll stay and watch it and see if there is one, and there isn't one, and then I'll just I'll skip. I wonder if there are any post-credit scenes that I've missed.
Yeah. I skip so many because of that, and I've learned now not to do that.
So,
but cool.
That end scene was really super dope. I really like that. It was very badass.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I forgot what else I was gonna say about the. I don't know. It escapes me. Overall, I think it was great. I'm really excited to watch it.
I'm happy it ended better than it started.
I'm glad that you weren't as far in as I thought you were. I thought you had like 2 episodes left, and you're like, "This is garbage." And that's when I was like, "Oh man, he really." But I'm really glad that it was earlier on, and it finally, towards the end, because that happens to me all the time. where like the first, probably the first 3/4 of Vinland Saga season 2. I was like, "What is going on here?" And it wasn't until like the last quarter that I was like, "Oh man, this is really starting to get good for me."
Yep.
Um,
Alrighty.
I don't
I don't
have
think I have
any.
anything else.
Gonna watch season 2 when it. You
Yeah.
gonna continue watching it? Okay.
Yeah. I'll
You gonna
keep
watch
watching
it.
too because I want to find out what's happening.
You gonna watch. You gonna wait for your dub, or you gonna watch
No,
sub?
I'm gonna watch sub.
Isn't gonna. I thought. But did you start watching sub with season 1?
No.
Didn't you once tell me that if you start something in
If I
dub,
really
you have to.
well, no. If I really want to watch it and finish it, I don't care. I'll switch. Like with Naruto, I'll just switch.
Now, part of me actually wants to finish it in sub just so I know the story, and I'll go back and watch it. I did that with Attack on Titan. Literally, with Attack on Titan, because it was the dub would come a week later. I'd watch the sub to get the story. And then the following week,
Yep.
I would watch the dub of the previous episode and then watch the sub of the new one. So
I mean,
I was
just like with Spy
constantly
Family.
Yeah, I did that with Spy Family too.
Cool. All right. Well, I don't think I have anything else.
Yeah, me neither. It's great anime, high top tier. We need to do that. We need to do the tier list episode soon. I've been going back over thinking about what we've watched and how my opinion of each one has changed.
Yeah.
Still like what I like, but like I'm definitely, like Psychopaths. And whoever would have thought that, Tokyo Revengers would come out of left field and become my Yeah, it's really good. Like I still love Psychopaths. I still think it's a great story, and I'm gonna buy merch and stuff for it and everything like that. I've been looking for looking for
the jacket.
The jacket, yeah. But yeah, Tokyo Revengers is like amazing. I can't wait to see season 3 when it comes out this October.
Totally. All right. Well, I don't know. We're gonna record. We'll figure something out.
We should go to analyst.co so we can put in the animes we've watched and get recommendations of what we should watch next.
Sounds good. We can do that.
I wonder. I love analysts so much. And they're a relatively newer service, website. I wonder if I emailed them. It's like, hey, we have an anime podcast. Would you sponsor us? And we'll shill your site. Do it for free anyway, but maybe we can get paid for it. I don't know.
Maybe. All right, we'll figure something out. We'll watch something. We'll catch everyone next time, and when we watch something, and we'll see everyone next week.
We'll see you next week when we watch something. We don't know.
We will watch something. I promise. We're on a roll. We're watching the anime and stuff.
Bye.